Well, welcome back, everybody, to live pictures here at PF International. Apologies, we're not quite going to be able to get all of the paddock show in today, but you will be able to watch it on the Karting UK channel in due course. Let's throw down, though, to Nicole Sutherland, who's on the grid ahead of the next final.
Down here on the grid ahead of our first final of the weekend and of the 2024 championship. Just quickly try and catch up with Luke, who will be starting pole for this race. Luke, we've spoken to you a few times this weekend. How are you feeling ahead of your final?
Confident and just ready to win.
Best of luck to you, Luke. We'll also go over to Joshua, who is Luke's teammate. We'll be starting alongside him on the front row. Joshua, how are you feeling?
Confident.
And so you're sitting alongside your teammate. Do things change in the final?
Not really, apart from last 2 laps where we'll have an hopefully clean scrap.
Best of luck to you, Joshua. Clearing the grid now, we'll head back up to Henry and Andrew, who will introduce the race for everybody.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Let's get ready then for the first final of the 2024 Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. Andrew Mather and Henry Baudet on commentary duties for you this afternoon here at PF International, Trent Valley Kart Club in Lincolnshire. It is the MicroMax final. It'll be 15 minutes plus 1 lap. Henry Baudet alongside me in the commentary box. It all builds up to this, mate, and this should be a good one.
Yes, indeed. Can't remember a season where anticipation levels before the first round have been quite this high. Here is your starting lineup. Luke Millward and his KR Sport teammate Josh Cook go from row number 1. Arthur Farrow and Austin Oman go from row number 2.
Sebastian Behrman and Max Scholly on row number 3, Maximilian Abrahart and George Swire on row 4, Alfie Garrett and Benedictas Masiokis on row 5, George Climo and Charlie Page on row 6.
Row number 7, Alfie Mayer and Josh Husker, then Lucian Smith and Harris Barber.
Maria Roberto and Logan Rolfe start on row number 9. Harry Radcliffe and James Roots go from row 10. Buddy Hugo and Chloe McGill start on row 11. William Crombie and Dean Pahal on row 12.
The last couple of drivers, Albert Farrow and Ansel Murray. Soren Gallagher has not gone out today. The Cater Motorsport driver sadly had to withdraw. Somebody on the live chat, what time was the senior final again? 4 o'clock UK time. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We've had a couple of questions. Very quickly, let's run through the last couple of questions on the Ask the Commentators feature. Take it away, Andrew.
Favourite F1 team driver and from that Karting kid. I'm going to go with something on both fronts that's not current. Damon Hill and Jordan.
My favourite Formula 1 team were Osella, and my favourite driver of all time in Formula 1, Piercarlo Ghinzani.
There we go. Favourite track from Edge Motorsport. Henry, I'll let you do that one first. Well, it's going to be, I think we know what the answer is going to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
The only answer is Landau International Raceway, global home of World Motorsport, birthplace of champions.
The first place I ever drove an outdoor go-kart.
Exactly. You've never looked back
Buckmore
since.
Park for me.
Oh dear.
It's
First place I ever drove an outdoor go-kart, Oakwood Theme Park back in 1989. There we go.
Right then, 15 minutes plus 1 lap for the first time this year in the Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships here at PF International. We are not green. It's another formation lap for MicroMax.
Love that. You know, Luke Millward's dad saying, you know, love you mates, you know, good luck, have fun. And then Josh Cook, how you feeling? Confident. And what they said was, when Nicole asked a very good question, you know, what difference does it make? 2 teammates. He went, no difference until the last 2 laps. Quick other thing. Now, during the lunch, the shortened lunch break, and please go and look at the paddock show, which we broadcasted, folks. It kicks right off. The last 10 minutes are an absolute doozy. I met Reg Bocock, the
Yes.
wandering Cocker Spaniel, who was here one weekend and decided to go and have a look at the racing at Fullbeck. Yeah, so Oliver Bocock's dad said, oh, by the way, have you seen Reg anywhere? And no, I haven't seen him. I think Lucas Blanford was taking him for a walk. Well, he's turned up at Fullbeck. There was another meeting going on at Fullbeck. So Reg, he loves his karting so much, as Reg Bocock, that he just had a little wander over to Fullbeck, as is his wont. Here we go. Let's have a look again. The 26 strong MicroMax UK Grid.
Hello to James Kell, who's tuned in.
Hello,
Said,
James.
Henry, how are you?
Very well.
Cross-eyed Lion cheering on Austin and Max. Kerry Probert as well, cheering for Alfie Garrett this afternoon, and Jolly Cox as well, cheering for George Climo. How are those drivers going to get on in this one? Second formation attempt for this final in MicroMax. There is Luke Millward. He's had a superb weekend. Is it about to get even better here in the final? From pole position alongside his teammate for KR Sport, Joshua Cook. Into the tram lines we go. Are we good? Yes, green light and away for the final here at PFI. Good start for those. First and third on the grid, it'll be Millward and Farrow leading under the bridge for the first time. Round the banked left-hand corner onto the bridge for the first time. Once again, Henry, a perfect start from Luke Millward.
Yeah, he got the drop on Josh Cook. Cook hasn't panicked, though. He slots into third place. Now Millward will defend into this corner. Farrow swings out wide. Will he try and do a bishop and go around the outside? Not this time. Everyone else following through behind. Up the short straight towards hairpin number 2. And Farrow will get a good run up the short chute now towards the Fullerton S's, but Millward still holding him off. Cook in third, and then in fourth place it looks like Austin Oman for the Sam Pollock Racing team has maintained position, and fifth and sixth, one of the zip carts, I think Maximilian Abrahart and Sebastian Behrman are next in line.
Well, we've seen throughout the weekend so far that in race trim, Austin Oman has been able to come through the field, had problems in timed qualifying that left him starting both of his heats from the back of the grid. This is the first time we've seen him at this stage of a race in the top 5. It's Millward, Farrow, Cook, Owen, Behrman, Abrahart, Mayer, Masiokas, Page and Roots. That's the top 10 at the end. What a start for James Roots.
I was going to say,
started 20th.
Up to 10th, he shot off like a cat with a firework up its backside. He was so quick. Oh, Farrow, high, wide and handsome, coming off turn number 4. And let's have a look. There's that Evolve Motorsport kart there on your screens. James, the Roots is on fire. He's cooking.
He really is indeed. So change for the lead momentarily with Farrow ahead of Cook. You see Max Jolly just behind James Roots there as well, back at the front of the order. And look at this. Joshua Cook has managed to work his way to the front of the order. Austin Oman up to second place. There's a move going on for fourth place there with Sebastian Behrman is alongside Millward and Abrahart involved there as well. Alfie Mayer had a great start to the day. Was at the front of one of the heats earlier on this morning. Not such a good pre-final, but we know the race pace is there. The Grantham local moving up through the order is now sitting there in 7th place. New fastest lap of the race, Charlie Page, currently in 9th place, a 1 minute 5.71. Who else is on the move? Well, Dean Pahal is improving up to 15th place for the RCE number 23. That's a gain of 9.
Now, of the drivers in this race, the only driver with a MicroMax British Championship podium to their name is Luke Millward, finishing second last year at Glenagorse for the Toby George Motorsport team. The Toby George Motorsport is now effectively the KR Sport Junior section. So Micro and Minimax drivers in KR Sport, they're under the auspices of Toby George. He's overseeing that side of the team. KR Sport, they've got 16 drivers here in total. But yeah, Millward, the only driver here with a British Championship podium in this class. Austin Oman has come through the Bambino ranks, and I'm just having a little look to see Austin Oman. Has he had, yes, he's had a win and a second place in the British Championship as a Bambino, but not as a micro driver.
Josh Hushka with the new fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 5.28 seconds. James Roots now up to 8th place. That's a gain of 12 so far. Hello to Harrison Leach, winner of the junior and senior finals. 4 o'clock for the senior, 4:30 for the junior. Down the inside, here comes Austin Owen for the lead of the race and takes it. There, early stages of lap number 4. Joshua Cook didn't fight that one too much. Again, wanting to keep the numbers down in this battle at the front of the order. Arthur Farrow there in 3rd place, and Maximilian Abrahart making some good progress into the top 5.
Now, 2 drivers who have sadly gone the other way. George Climo, the Coles Racing number 83, is down to 23rd. George Swire for KR Sport is down to 24th. Going the other way, Dian Pahal up 8 places to 16th, and James Roots up 12 places to 8th.
Harry Radcliffe also gaining positions, another one of the top rookies, 3rd of the rookies at the moment, has gained 4 places so far for Sam Pollitt Racing, is up to 15th. Wow, that's some good pace from Charlie Page.
Aye.
1 minute 4.93. Charlie Page, you'll see with the green and red details in the number 33.
Very, very distinctive crash helmet design, and there is Charlie Page. So, yeah, he sticks out like a sore thumb, which is great for us commentators, especially for the commentators like myself that are getting slightly older and whose eyesight is maybe not quite what it was.
Well, good sights at the moment for Austin Owen at the front of this field. Owen and Cook working together right now and doing well. There's a bit of a gap growing back to Arthur Farrow there. Arthur Farrow's just got to stay calm, stay smooth at the wheel of the number 24. They get some help from others behind. Long way to go in this race, 9.5 minutes, nearly the full length of a heat race, of course. It's a different proposition, these finals, Henry, with the 15 minutes, particularly at the end of a long weekend.
Yes, indeed. As Max Jolly sets the fastest lap of the race, Joshua Cook had a little look at the inside going around the banking on race leader Austin Oman, but Oman held on. Now, the Xspirit chassis for Sam Pollitt Racing. Sam Pollitt, they've had so many podiums in the British Championship, and I'm looking to see if they've got a win, and I'm just having a little look in the modern era of the British Championship. Sam Pollitt Racing, no, they've got a 2nd and 3 thirds. They have not had a win in the modern era of the British Championship. 8.5 minutes. Can Austin Oman change that statistic?
Oh, he's definitely got a good chance here. Arthur Farrow holding in very nicely right now. He said he just needed to keep it calm. I think he's actually closed in a little bit. Well, by 1/100th of a second. There's Charlie Page down the inside of Alfie Mayer, side by side through the Bruno Ferrari. Yes, it's good racing between Mayer and Page there. Mayer holds on to 7th place. We've got to keep an eye out for Max Jolly, because Max Jolly's now the fastest driver out there on circuit. Sat there in 9th place. We spoke to him earlier on in the weekend for a feature that you can see on the Karting UK's problems there. Chloe McGill on her debut in the Wera Tools Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. A lot of learning, I feel, to be done for Chloe this year, but there's a lot of promise there in the young Scottish driver. But unfortunately, her first final in the British Championships ends on lap 5.
Now, we'll turn our attention to the chasing pack. There are your top 3. Then there is a gap of 9/10 of a second. In fact, it's grown to 1.2 seconds. Back to 4th place driver Maximilian Abrahart. There he is, leading Luke Millward, Sebastian Behrman, Charlie Page, Alfie Mayer, Max Jolly, James Roots. And behind Roots is Benedictus Masiokas and Josh Huska. Harris Barber and Maria Roberto also tagging on to that chasing pack. Side by side, that's Millward getting run wide there, 4 wide going onto the bridge. They somehow sort themselves out. Charlie Page in the 33 picks up a couple of positions. Abrahart looking over his shoulder to try and see, come on, let's work together. They've still got 7 minutes plus a lap to go.
Yeah, they've got to get themselves organised fairly sharpish though, otherwise that gap will be too big to pull back in the latter stages. That's Charlie Page down the inside of Luke Millward, and for Luke Millward, this is all going wrong at the moment. The championship leader down to 8th place now, and meanwhile his teammate up front, Joshua Cook, could be on the live championship points taking the lead. on this particular lap. As going through there, was that Sebastian Behrman going for an overtake?
Yes, it was. Behrman in the 37, now getting repassed side by side to the final chicane. Abrahart back in the 4th. That's not going to help them. As Charlie Page, new chapter for Page, and he moves up a position as well.
Yes, nicely done by Charlie Page. He's building into this race. It has indeed changed the situation. Still very early stages of this year's championship, but if the race was to finish like this, Josh Cook would head to Lark Hall as the points leader in MicroMax UK. Page and Millward fighting once again. This is over 7th place, and Max Jolly's going to come in now, and that's another position lost for Luke Millward. It's just falling away. He's been so strong so far this weekend, but in this final, the pace, the race pace is just not, for whatever reason, it's not there right now.
Now, what Luke Millward needs to do now is just, he's got 5.5 minutes. His team will be signaling for the next 2 laps. His team should be saying, okay, calm down, just sit, gather your thoughts, and let the race come back to you. Because the race will come back to this second group of drivers as long as they now, calmer heads need to prevail. I don't want to see any side-by-side action from this group. You know, if possible, they need to stay in a line. There they go. Well, of course, kids will be kids. But they can catch these 3 drivers. But and look at the 3 leaders looking over their shoulders. Now they're thinking, okay, we're going to leave it another lap before we break loose and start battling. Because if we start battling now, this group will catch them. If they continue to run single file for another 2 laps or so, 3 laps, then they should have the race. They'll decide the race amongst themselves for the 3 podium positions. Cook now leads again for KR Sports. KR Sports, 21 wins in the British Championship. That places them just behind Dan Holland Racing, Fusion Motorsport. Oh, Dian Pahal's weekend goes from bad to worse. And the number 23 RCE Kart sadly out of the race. Now they've got themselves sorted out. The gap, 3 seconds between the top 3 and the 4th placing. Update on London Marathon. David Whitehouse has hit his wife. No, sorry. David Whitehouse's wife has hit the half distance to the marathon in 3 hours 10 minutes. I just thought, David, I thought you hit your wife. No. She's still running the London Marathon. This is a marathon, but as the time ticks down, it's going to turn itself into a sprint.
Millward down the inside of Behrman takes another position. That's Millward back up to 4th place. Meanwhile, back with the leading trio, Cook, Owen and Pharaoh. 1, 2, 3 in the pace at the moment. Well, the second group is not closing in right now. There's parity between the group of 3 and the group of 6 or 7 behind. Through the Mike Wilson complex once again. We're here on lap number 11. Joshua Cook one last time out at Wilton Mill in the O-plates. That's why he's got that O-plates on the front of his kart for the rest of 2024. Another lap ticks on by, 0.18 covering the top 3. They're actually starting to pull away now. 1 minute 4.8 says down the inside. There goes Pharaoh. Out of the race is the number 26 of Harry Radcliffe. What a shame, Harry Radcliffe. I think there's a loose bumper at the back there. That's going to be the end of Harry Radcliffe's race for Sam Pollitt Racing. But Pharaoh's taken the lead. As we're having a look here at the Abrahart, Mayer, Millward, Behrman, Page, Jolly group, and Benediktas Masiokas is now a big part of this as well. Look out for the Lithuanian there in the Zip Factory team number 16. But a change at the front of the order to report on here that Pharaoh has found a way ahead of Cook and Oman. And what a story is this? Oh, Charlie Page all over the curb on the entry to the Fullerton S's there. Kept it going in the correct direction, but I think this is the point where you start to get a bit of a panic going on, Henry, in this group, as they know that catching those top 3 is a bit beyond them, I think, today.
It does look like that now. Behind the second group that we're watching now, there's a 5-second gap back to Logan Rolfe in 15th and Alfie Garrett. Then it's George Swire, Buddy Hugo, Ansel Murray, George Climo, Lucian Smith, William Crombie, Albert Pharaoh. They're the only other drivers running. 23 still left in the race. We've lost Harry Ratcliffe, Dia Pahal, Chloe McGill, and Soren Gallagher didn't take the start. Now it's game on. Now it's 3 wide. Oman to the inside. put the Sam Pollock Racing number 11 into the race lead. For how long? We don't know, because Cook is on the outside, Vero back up the inside into P2. Oman on point once again.
This is going to be one of those races that's all about timing for these three. Ferrer down the inside once again, retakes the lead through the Fullerton S's. Takes control of it once again. Josh Cook now getting a bit nervous perhaps at the wheel of his KR Sport machine, because he's finding himself now in third place, down one place from where he started. He would be losing the championship lead as things stand. Over the line, there's going to be 48 seconds remaining. It'll be this lap plus one more. Time will expire side by side between Oman and Cook, through and under the bridge, but it's still Pharaoh, Oman, Cook, 1, 2, 3. The chasing group are now quicker, but only by about half a second a lap. There's simply not enough time remaining for that 3.5 second gap to fully close. Oman to the outside now into hairpin number 1. Pharaoh holding on side by side between Oman and Cook as they run towards hairpin number 2. What do you do if you're these three drivers? When do you go for the attack? Because there's still a lot of overtaking opportunities for them.
It's the clock will strike 0. Now, Alfie Mayer and Max Abrahart, the two Zip Factory teammates, have broken clear in their scrap for 4th place. But that's off the podium. It's Dan Holland Racing versus Sam Pollock Racing versus KR Sports for the win in MicroMax. Here we go, ring the dinner bell, the last lap has begun. Pharaoh defends through the Bruno Ferrari S's and out onto the banking. Watch for Oman to try and cut underneath him, coming onto the bridge, can't do it. The next opportunity is going to be into this corner, Andrew Mather.
To the inside goes Arthur Pharaoh. He's going to white line it all the way to hairpin 1. Can he get the braking right? Is there going to be a lane open for Oman? No. Good control from Pharaoh. Good one. Oh, God, very close there between Oman and Cook. Cook's fallen back a bit. Two drivers going for the same piece of road. Is this the best opportunity now for Arthur Pharaoh? Through into the Fullerton S's. Through 1, then 2. The corners are ticking on by. Arthur Pharaoh, who started the day at the side of the road, got a reprieve in the heat, has taken the opportunity with both hands, comes through the final couple of corners and wins at PF International in MicroMax. It's going to be close on the line by 0.01. Pharaoh holds on ahead of Oman and Cook and takes victory for Dan Holland Racing, but nearly celebrated too soon.
There we go. Unofficially, Arthur Pharaoh steps onto a British Championship podium for the first time. It's the 55th win for Dan Holland Racing in the modern era. Austin Oman equals Sam Pollock Racing's best result in the British Championship. Josh Cook finishes 3rd, but behind him the story, Alfie Mayer and Maximilian Abrahart, Charlie Page and Luke Millward. Millward unofficially, although he'll be disappointed with 7th, he takes the championship lead by 2 points over his teammate Cook as we look down at the rest of the finishing order. There comes Austin Oman. He passes the nose cone check. He passes the weighing scales. He'll go into the scrutineering and technical area. He will park very nicely in front of the 1, 2, 3 boards.
There's your winner, Arthur Pharaoh, and how much will this mean to the Pharaoh family? Good sportsmanship between the top two there. So the championship scores, Millward 186, Cook 184. Let's throw down there with 2 Park Ferme. Let's get the thoughts of Nicole Sutherland.
What a way to kick off today's finals. We'll quickly catch up with race winner Arthur. Arthur, this is your first British Kart Championships win. How are you feeling?
Good. I had a bad quali and I didn't think I would do any good at the end of it, but now I'll go home with a win, so I'll take that.
And have you got anybody to thank for this weekend?
My mum, my dad, my granddad, Time, DHR and Gary.
Congratulations, Arthur. We'll also catch up with second place, which is Austin Oman. Austin, how was your race?
I think we did pretty well, yeah.
You definitely did. Second place is fantastic result, especially when this is such a long championship. And going into the rest of the rounds, are you feeling confident?
Yeah.
And Henry over the commentary was saying how second place is one of Sam Pollitt's best results in this championship. Do you think he'll be happy with this?
Yeah.
Very well done, Austin. Good luck for the rest of the championship. We'll just go back up to the comms box, who will introduce the next final of our race before we'll see some highlights from the first final.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Indeed, let's have a look at some of the highlights from that first final of the day, first final of the season for MicroMax UK. Good start for those on the pole side of the grid. Henry, straight away, Millwood into the lead with Wera following there in second place.
Yeah, and it just goes to show how fortunes can ebb and flow, and timing is key, because Millwood led early on, but then he got shuffled back in the space of one corner. Millwood was shuffled back to about fifth or sixth position, and then you can see here Faro in third place. Oh, Art.
Lovely.
Art. Now back to the action, there we go. You can see Faro had a bit of work to do to close in, and he was helped in by Oman and Cook swapping positions, and this just helped Faro. Faro took the race lead, and then this is the key moment, I think, coming out of this next corner. Oman had a look for the race lead, or is it a lap later, but then him and Cook managed to sort of connect and slow each other down a little bit, but it's so close.
It was indeed. Joshua Cook having a go there under the bridge, trying to get into P2. Some great defence from Arthur Faro as they went through. This was a key moment. Yep. Very close there
was
between
the move. Yeah,
Owen and Josh Cook. And just both of them side by side.
And all it left was for Faro to walk like an Egyptian. To the bangles, to the checkered flag, yes. See what I did there, Faro, Egyptian bangles?
I'm going to make a prediction now.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen today, I think Austin Owen will be the first Sam Pollitt Racing final winner.
Oh, I think William Antrobus has been warned.
Yes.
Because he's looking good as well, but there we go.
Prove me wrong, SPR drivers, for the rest of the day. Very good performance from Owen on what's been a difficult weekend. Right, coming up, next out on circuit will be Honda Cadets after a few of these messages.
Ooh.